After a slightly failed attempt to see some dolphins this morning at Tin Can Bay, unfortunately we had to leave before they showed up. We have come to Australia Zoo, and the first thing of note to see are these koalas, and they're very sleepy, but you might be able to see some of them hiding in the leaves. So we're now watching the main show here at Australia Zoo, and when we see some cool things, which aren't these parrots, we'll get back to you.
Oh, that wasn't very convincing. We're going to do better than that. Is everybody having a good day? That's more like it. Well, it's about to get a whole lot better because up now we've got the best part of the show. We've got the crocs, and making his way out is Scrapper. He's about 12 foot long, only weighs about 250 kilos, and he is an absolute little pocket rocket. He's only been in the Crocoseum here for a couple of months now, so he's just starting to get used to it. And with his help today, hopefully we're going to show you guys just how amazing crocodiles are, but also just how easy they are to live around, because despite what people might have you believe, crocodiles are extremely easy to avoid. All you got to do is a few simple things. And first of all, you don't do this. You don't stand too close to the water's edge. But the biggest mistake that people make is going down into the water. Now, I'm not quite that dumb, which is why I brought Harry along, mate, so if you want to just get in the water,
right.
There you go.
What could possibly go wrong? But you can see him pick up on mixed vibrations before, but as soon as I get in the water, he homes in on my location. Now, these guys are incredibly territorial. They don't like anyone being in their water, so I'm not going to stay there for too long. Oh, how was that? Don't give it up for everything awesome.
Nervous over here, it is because I am. This bloke can hit this fence in one go. Come on, scratch it. Easy. Come on, mate. Can't tell what smile he's looking at right now. Look at one of my hands. Come on. Up here, mate. Oh, how was that? Isn't he an awesome?
Crocodiles, it's a natural behaviour, something they use from the time that they're young. So this just goes to show you that Scrapper, who's been in captivity his whole life, without his old man to teach him what to do, without anything, he knows how to do a tail walk. It's very instinctual. So you may have to bear with us, just because he is so new in the Crocoseum. Might take him a little bit of time to figure out what's going on. So what he'll do is he's going to pop up and wait for the day that they figure out all they have to do is go around the back of the tail walk round. But we try and catch their eyesight, they'll angle their big old head up, and then they're going to plant those big back feet, and he's going to use his tail. His tail is incredibly strong. He'll get himself potentially halfway up and out of the water. Yeah, give him up for it, guys. He's learning. So please let that be a lesson. When you are up in crocodile territory, the last thing you want to do is overhang the water's edge.
Now, crocodile territory is not here on the Sunshine Coast. It does begin in North Queensland, continues over the top of Australia, and ends in Broome, near Western Australia.
Alright, so now we're going to try and put to bed one of the biggest myths about saltwater crocs, and that's that they can run fast on the hard, solid ground. If that's the case, Harry's going to be in a lot of trouble. A bit quicker, ain't he? So this right here, this is absolutely flat out the Scrapper on the hard, solid ground. Oh, how's that? Isn't he awesome? Alright.
And here we have Juliet with a koala. And here we have a wandering wombat.
Jimmy. Jimmy.
And this is where he normally lives. And there's another one of his friends just peeking their face out of the door in the distance.
So here we have a mummy kangaroo with her Joey in her pouch.
And here we have a tiger having a nice sit down after its lunch. And here we have a couple of lemurs chilling out. And here we have some meerkats lounging around in the sun. And here we are in the Africa exhibit with some rhinos, giraffes, a zebra wandering around in the distance. And here we have a load of kangaroos chilling out and nibbling grass. And they look very similar to the ones we've already seen. These are apparently grey kangaroos as opposed to ones earlier which were red kangaroos. And here we have an echidna shuffling around looking for food with its long nose. And here we have a very large crocodile having a sleep. We have now arrived in Brisbane and we're going to be spending a day wandering around, and the first thing we're seeing is a view of the city from a river walk. So we're just going to walk down this, and when we get to the end we're going to be able to hop on a ferry which is going to take us back to the central business district, and then we're going to go over the river again to the park area. So we've done our boardwalk walk down the river. It's just there, and we're now going down the river on the City Cat ferry, which is a public transport here in Brisbane, and we're going to be going to the central business district and having a look around there. And we're now speeding under Brisbane Bridge. We've got off our ferry and we've had some lunch, and now we're just walking down the river through the Botanical Gardens. There's the view of the river. And we're just going to go into the Botanical Gardens properly now. I'm going to walk through them to the old government house and the Parliament building. So we've just walked through the Botanical Gardens and now we're in Queensland University, and old government house is in front of us. Building most used back in the colonial period. And now we're going to be heading down this road here to the Queensland Parliament building. And here we are at Queensland's Parliament House. Very nice building. So we're now going to be heading up here. And this is going to take us into the central business district. And we're going to have a look around all the newer bits of the city. We're now in the centre of Brisbane, and the first thing to see is the Anzac War Memorial, which is made of a very nice park down there. And up here we have the main memorial and the eternal flame, and this is a very, very interesting place to come. And here we are at Brisbane City Hall. It's got this very interesting statue of some kangaroos outside of it, looking surprisingly lifelike. And yeah, this is the main bit of the city centre, and it's pretty cool. We're now going to head across the river again into the south side parkland and have a walk around there. So we've just got off the red City Hopper boat in front of us, which is surprisingly free. It's very nice. It doesn't run too often, but it is free. And we have a lovely view of Brisbane over there. But we are now just walking through these south side parks, and we're going to have a look what we can find. Today we are heading down to the Gold Coast, because tomorrow we're going to be going to the Wet and Wild theme park down there. But for the time being, we have gone to Mount Koala, which is just to the west of Brisbane. And we're having a look around the Botanical Gardens here, and then we're going to be heading up to a lookout over the entirety of Brisbane. The only problem is today it's really warm, and walking around these gardens is a bit of a struggle. We're just wandering around the garden still, and we have found some nice bats with guitars, because these are a type of bat which makes noise at night, and this is a statue meant to symbolise that. But we've also got this very nice bit of rainforest, wandering through it. And down there we've got a lizard on a lizard. We're now going to be heading up the mountain to the lookout over Brisbane. And here we have the view out across Brisbane, and the skyline's quite impressive. We've got our little camper van down there as well, just parked up. And we're now going to be heading down the road a little bit to a waterfall for some lunch, and then we'll be off to the Gold Coast.